Something fascinating happened on Twitter recently where a catgirl VTuber by the name Riley CS was under siege on that godforsaken social media platform because, well, she was just too good at the game Battlefield 6. Oh, and let's not forget, she's trans. Yep, Twitter was mad that a trans woman was girl bossing like no other. You see, Riley posted this clip on August 8th, 2025 that says, "The most locked-in catgirl you'll ever see in Battlefield 6." And the clip is a montage of high-skilled gameplay taken from her recent stream. Now, I'm going to be real with all of you. I personally do not play first-person shooter games because I have the silly debuff known as motion sickness and also suffer from extreme skill issue. So like, to an average no-skilled player like myself, with how Riley goes from enemy to enemy in an almost uncanny precision and swiftness is definitely surprising to see. If I didn't know any better, I too would have assumed this is with the assistance of an aimbot or something. But also the difference between me and the average sweaty gamer is, I clearly don't know jack shit about FPS games, so I usually simply go cool and move on when I see a clip montage like this. And that is what I would have done if it weren't for a specific, well-known streamer by the name of Tectone rearing his smooth head onto the scene. You see, Tectone saw Riley's clip 2 days later on August 10th, 2025 and tweeted out, "Grown man pretending to be a little girl, cheating in an open beta while denying it in every post. So fucking gay, brother. Get a grip." Which, whoa, hi there, transphobia. Nice to see Tectone being an open bigot yet again. To me, sounds like good old Mr. Tectone here is jealous that a woman is better than him at shooters. Like, why else would Tectone suddenly go after this person who had pretty much little to no presence prior to this point? Because Riley's Twitch statistics show that, for the most part, she's a very small streamer despite her high skill level gameplay. And Riley wasn't slacking either. She uploaded some clips onto YouTube and had been consistently posting clips of her FPS gameplay on Twitter since at least 2023, constantly throughout 2024, and consistently in 2025. The addition of the VTuber model is relatively recent, with the first sighting being around the end of June 2025. Now, back to Tectone's tweet. It had now blown up because of his naturally bigoted audience suddenly getting up all in arms because they realized, oh my god, it's a trans woman, time to harass and mass report them and call them a cheater and openly misgender. And that is precisely what proceeded to happen. Riley's clip, which was again posted in the afternoon of August 8th, 2025, then got bombarded by hundreds of comments from people all calling her bro and dude and he/him, like the filthy deliberate bigots that they are. All this suspiciously seemed to happen mostly on August 10th or later, which was the same day Tectone tweeted against Riley. Every hater called her a cheater or alluded to her cheating, mostly because of one section where she flicks her mouse and shoots at a wall, which to these people is seemingly a clear indication of, oh, your aimbot told you to go there. However, these people are forgetting there's a mini-map that seems to show there's an enemy nearby, and given how often Riley has played FPS games, she probably has a really good sense of how much to flick to get to that general vicinity. In a slowed down clip of someone trying to quote, prove she's cheating, it instead shows that she noticed her own error and course corrected it, and you can see that she doesn't even accurately headshot the dude like what an aimbot would actually have you do. There seems, at least to my novice eyes, a few extra shots put in there to finally take the opponent down. So what does some other people think who aren't straight up bigots have to say about the entire situation? We have a Twitter user named Anna, or @Scooby, who says, "The people that think Riley is cheating are just coping a insane amount. I spent around 4 hours going through videos in 0.3x speed over and over to see if I could find anything, and she is innocent 100%. I made a video explaining the evidence as well that goes more in depth into it all."
Is Riley CS cheating? No, she isn't. So why are so many people convinced she is? I went through many clip dumps and such to see if I could find anything suspicious. And what I find? Nothing. What I'm showing you right now is the difference between a known cheater, Shimmy Ames, and Riley, a known target switcher. And you can clearly see the difference between Shimmy, who flicks at someone and snaps on their torso, and Riley, who flicks and makes micro corrections. So what is it that's convincing people that she's cheating? Well, it'd be this clip right here.
Wow, I flicked straight at that guy through the wall.
She explains it herself. She flicked straight at someone through the wall. But if you look at the bottom left, you'll see her minimap, which shows the enemy that she flicked to. Now, this is the only evidence that people are using to prove she's cheating. So, in summary, she's just really good at the game. She did go live with the webcam to prove she's not cheating, and a lot of people are saying she's garbage all of a sudden. But there's a reason why people only get 2 to 3 minute clip dumps out of a 7-hour stream. It's because they're highlights. You can't expect someone to be good 24/7. The people that are saying she's cheating are just coping. This is just what she does. She's just a good aimer.
07 to this Twitter user for dedicating 4 hours of their time going through clip dumps frame by frame, because it definitely confirms that Riley is not cheating. In their slowed down comparisons between Riley and a known aimbot user, you can see all the micro corrections that Riley does in her gameplay. It's honestly quite fascinating to see, especially to someone like me who knows nothing about this kind of gameplay. But even I can tell in this slowed down version that one is clearly robot-like and the other is more fluid and human with noticeable but minor errors. Even the quote retweets began to speak positively after this entire debacle was blown up on everyone's timeline seemingly overnight. Many commented along the lines of basically saying, when hateful losers start using ad hominem attacks because you're just too good at the game, which, yeah, pretty much agreed. A lot of people, minus the usual Twitter crowd of loud bigots, basically went, "This is normal FPS gameplay, guys." One person even comments how the flick into the wall at 013 completely misses the enemy, by the way. Not much of a lock on if you ask me. The screenshot is taken from the exact frame the flick hits its farthest left point. Anyway, what was Riley's response to all of this? Well, to Tectone's tweet, she said, "Yo, what did your dad do again, by the way?" Which is jabbing at how Tectone's dad is convicted on 14 counts of sexual assault and harassment in the military, which Tectone seems awfully sore about being exposed because he literally cried on stream once about it, trying to blame Hassan for ruining his relationship with his racist dad.
I don't really know how to feel about it. I obviously feel awful. And so I suppose, due to this all being resurfaced by Hassan, I suppose I will no longer be interacting with my father in any way, shape, or form on my stream or my content. The past 24 hours have been very shocking.
Yeah, okay. He clearly had no issue trying to threaten Yara, another trans woman, with "don't make me call my dad" afterwards, so he clearly doesn't actually care that his dad is a convicted rapist, probably because bro may allegedly be not that far away from the tree himself. Anyway, Riley did another stream on August 10th after the flood of cheating allegations came in, this time including a hand cam to show her flicks with her gameplay. After the 6.5-hour stream was done, she posted a clip highlight reel on Twitter captioned, "Used a hand cam to prove I'm not cheating. Can't wait for week 2 of the Battlefield 6 beta." Unfortunately though, Riley's Twitch channel got mass reported and Twitch's auto ban system kicked in from the flood of reports and temporarily banned Riley's channel. The transphobes took this as a win, doing victory laps and trying to claim it was proof that Riley was indeed a cheater. However, Riley said, "Unbanned soon, stay tuned." And sure enough, a few hours later in the evening of August 11th, 2025, Riley was unbanned and her channel is back up on Twitch, and her previous stream on August 10th, 2025 remains up. There are still lingering discussions about Riley, but the general consensus is that Riley is not a cheater. She's just really cracked at FPS games with the flick technique, and you can go through literally days worth of her clips highlights just by scrolling through her Twitter if you really want to slow things down and try to hyperanalyze it to try catch her or whatever. But some people, like Tectone, are just sore losers. After Riley got unbanned, he had this to say: "They did a hand cam stream, by the way," and literally uses Grok, Elon Musk's AI chatbot on Twitter, as his quote, "proof that Riley is a cheater." Bro, if you have to use AI as quote, "proof," no offense, but you're quite literally the dumbest person on the planet and you're grasping at straws. Please get a life. There was another video made by Pinguify that goes a lot more in depth about the entire situation, including talking about Riley's specific gameplay style and how it's specifically playing for these clips, and how Riley got here and why someone of Riley's skill level may not want to go pro. Given the entire thing is 14 minutes long, I'll specifically only highlight the part where they go over the syncing issues with the mouse end game, since Pinguify is much more experienced and knowledgeable in this field than I am.
How can I justify it being so unsynced with the gameplay? Well, I don't have to, because it is synced. Most of the people who are confused about the hand cam are seeing one of two things. The first is that there is always a delay between the motions you make in-game and the motions you see on a hand cam unless you manually add a delay. Watch when my camera moves in-game, and then look at when my hand cam moves. There are a few frames of difference, and that can make it feel unsynchronized. The other is mouse resetting. Half of these physical movements are not creating an on-screen movement because the mouse is just in the air. We talked about the why beforehand, but yeah, that's why when your hand will go left or right, sometimes you won't see that reflected in-game.
Thanks to Pinguify, we can get a better sense that this is typically normal with hand cams seemingly appearing slightly off, but they aren't actually in reality. And I'm going to be real, but if someone were hypothetically actually using aimbots for all of their life, there's no way they'd be able to 100% replicate the aimbot's movements consistently for hours at a time, right? It just doesn't seem feasible. Anyway, Riley seems like a great player, and she kept her chin up throughout this entire debacle. The real experienced gamers that all spoke out after this blew up onto everyone's feeds all seem to agree that this is not cheating, and anyone complaining are just sore losers who clearly have some level of skill issue. Simply put, if you get offended that Riley's doing better than you at these games, skill issue, bro. Get good. Oh. And while I was busy moving stuff into the new apartment today, I saw Tectone made a new tweet that says, Twitter, person gets exposed for doing bad thing. That's bad. Person revealed to be trans. Oh, well, actually, you're just mad because you're transphobic. Every damn time. Laughing emoji. And like, bro, you literally were being transphobic and openly misgendering her 2 days ago. You're only deflecting because your sorry little ass got caught spreading misinformation because all the actual skilled players agreed that the insecure people like you are all but hurt over literally nothing. Once again, Tectone is cringe and not in a good way. Well, that's it for this little quick video. Sorry this is spontaneous, but I felt like doing something quick and easy since the VShojo video is quite literally over an hour and a half long, and my eyes glaze over when I think about editing that Titan, knowing that there's already others who have covered the entire situation in probably more detail than I did. So that's why I took this quick detour, but don't worry, I'll still work on that VShojo video since I did work hard on that script and all that. I just need something to remind people that I'm still alive, plus I wanted to cover something that is trans positive. While there may be a lot of bigots in the FPS scenes, there are also many who respect Riley and her gender and her skills and professionalism within that scene as well. Please go support Riley if you can. Links to her Twitch and Twitter are in the description. I'm also glad I can do something that, for once, has a happy ending to the quote drama, because all too often is VTuber drama more messy than it appears on the surface. This though, this is just straight up surface level gamer stuff where you can easily point and laugh at the haters because you know they got skill issue. And I, for one, am happy Riley is girl bossing it up for all us ladies out there, especially since my own ass is incapable of doing FPS at all. So thank you Riley and keep being awesome. Thank you so much for watching and keep it vibin'. Till next time, bye!